All right, traders, so I ended up taking a short here on Euro Aussie, the first trade of this week. I got short here right as price came down. I got short here right as price came down. Now I want to talk, as we do in these live trading videos, I'm going to share with you guys my entry, my exits, and whether I make money or lose money. I'll be sharing this on YouTube. I like to keep it transparent, no flashiness here when it comes to trading because it's not always flashy. So I actually ended up getting short because I liked this setup here. Now it might seem a little bit weird because I am selling at the lows, and a lot of times you hear people say the old saying, buy low, sell high. Well, sometimes when you get markets that are in momentum, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to buy low, sell high. Sometimes the best thing to do is look for signs of continuation and just jump into the move and manage your risk accordingly. And that's what I'm hoping to do here with this Euro Aussie short. So we have a downtrend here, and what you notice, this is the 20 period SMA. I like using this on my charts. It's the blue line there. And I've actually gotten short after we saw this rejection here. I really liked that price came down all the way back to the structure of support here. And that by itself, that sheer strength by the bears to be able to just say, hey, nope, you're going right back down, to me was enough to convince me to look for a short setup. On top of this, there's actually a pretty good indicator online called, or on the myfxbook.com website that shows retail positioning. And currently, retail is heavily long on this pair. And so I'm not as interested in buying this pair as I am shorting it, purely because all of retail is trying to buy this thing, saying it's too low. And there we go. We see price continuing to go lower and lower. So I'm actually picking up a short position right here on the structure here because I believe that this structure has a pretty good chance of breaking after showing this rejection off of the 20 period SMA. If we back up here, you can actually see it's been in a downtrend for some time, and that's also interesting because we can take a look at the 4-hour chart. We've seen a lot of continuous downtrend, and I think that in the short term, the big area of interest is actually this area of support right here. I think that this area wants to get retested, and so I actually think that we have, in the short term, more room to come down and at least test this. If that happens, with all this momentum, I'm willing to trail this stop in as I usually do, and we'll move that stop into break even and maybe even to profit as things go along. You can see I've used my tool here, which shows, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. So there's my initial stop right here, right? I put my stop over structure, right? So price came up to that point. We got a nice little bearish pin bar, saw the rejection there. And I said, okay, you know what? If price comes up above that, I'm just going to stop out of this trade. That may happen. We'll see what happens. And if it continues in my favor, we'll see what we can do in terms of trailing in a stop and letting this trade run into profit. So that's what we're going to do. That's the reasoning behind the entry. Hopefully that made sense. And I will be back soon with you guys for an update. All right, guys, so it is the end of the week, and I am just getting here to the gym. Usually after I leave the office and do my things for the day, I like to come to the gym. It is a Friday right now, so we had a pretty good trading week. Some winners, some losers, actually more losers than winners this week, but we came out profitable, which is always cool. That's when you know your winners are kind of running while your losers are getting stopped out pretty quick. So we had some good weeks, or some good trades this week, and hoping for a good week next week. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm going to go get my gym on, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, guys, so unfortunately this trade did not work out the way I was hoping for. You can actually see this is where I got short here, and remember, I put my stop just above this structure. So roughly out here about negative, let's say 55 pips, I believe. We got stopped out this morning here early in the session just as price decided to kind of come back. I was really hoping that price would break underneath this structure, and I loved the way that on the 1-hour chart, we'll switch it really quick, the 1-hour chart, the 20 period SMA held this beautifully here on the retest. Unfortunately though, price did kind of halt and find its way back to the low here just to bounce strongly. Unfortunately, that's going to happen in trading, and I know that usually when I post these videos, I get comments from people who, you know, they've got hindsight on their side and they're able to say, well, you should have done this and you should have known that this was going to happen. Unfortunately, when it comes to trading, I don't know the future. I do know, however, that I can take trades that likely will result in some potential, but they're never guaranteed and we never know exactly what's going to happen. So unfortunately, we did get stopped out here. I believe it was this candle here that stopped us out. Price started to rise. We did actually form a bottom there, kind of like the double bottom that I was dreading, right? I did not want to see that double bottom, but we did end up getting that. And unfortunately, such is the way of trading. So price moves up, it actually forms a higher low, and that's really where I'm just happy to be out of that trade. Let it do its thing. If it wants to reverse, maybe we'll look for other opportunities, or maybe even look to get long if we find a proper setup. But that's Euro Aussie for you. Unfortunately, not the trade that we were hoping for to start the week, but it is what it is. It's part of trading. And either ways, I hope you guys enjoy a little bit of footage of my weekend, maybe to counteract this this unfortunate trade. So thanks. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.